Whilst cooking, I accidentally rubbed some herbs in my eyes. I'm now partially sighted. Right, so hello again everybody and welcome back. Bluetooth remotes are now becoming very popular with the Airmouse feature on them. And the most popular brand are the WeChip. Now here I've got the W1 and the W2 version, but does newer always mean better? We're going to have a quick look in this video. Right, so that being said, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and let's crack on. Right, so one thing I will ask, do any of you own either of these remotes? If you do, comment down below which remote it is you use, and if you've had both, which one did you find was the best? Also, one more thing I just want to add, I'd only recommend getting one of these for a Firestick or an Android box. They do work on PC, but why would you want one for your PC? And a lot of people do seem to buy them for smart TVs. I've got an LG TV, when I plug it in, it does not work. The mouse just goes berserk and I can't click on nothing. So the only devices I would recommend getting one of these remotes for is either a Fire Stick or Amazon device or an Android box. Let's crack on. Right, so yes, these remotes, they're becoming very, very popular because it makes it so much easier to navigate around apps. Especially the ones on Fire Stick which aren't supported. So you've got to use like mouse toggle for Fire TV to be able to navigate around them. And then also on the back of each remote you get a QWERTY keyboard, so you haven't got to keep using the arrow keys to find each letter. And how they work, I'll just quickly show you. If I open up an application, you're going to click on the mouse button that you get, and then it launches like an Airmouse, as you can see there on the screen. When I'm moving around, you can see the mouse is moving with it, which is awesome. I love this feature. Don't know why I said it like that. And then you can click on something and it will click it. Now, apps that are supported on the device, like Netflix and things, the mouse function won't work. And on the Amazon home screen, you'll also see the mouse function doesn't work either. It's only inside apps that the mouse actually becomes available. And all you have to do to make that feature work and to make the whole remote work is use the USB provided when you get the remote. And then obviously we can click again. And then another feature I do love with them is the enter button. If you long hold it, you can drag up and down a list, which becomes very, very useful. And if you've ever used mouse toggle for Fire TV, you know how much of a pain in the arse that is. So these remotes are very, very useful. Now the differences between the W1 version and the W2 version. The W1 version it's sleek, it's very nice looking, it's got a glossy finish, and there's not very much going off on the front. Now you've got the power button and the volume buttons, but these don't always work on your devices. We've got to admit, the power button and the volume buttons don't seem to work on most devices. But the rest do, and you can see you've got a home button, you've got the Airmouse button, back button, and menu button. And then on the back, you've got the QWERTY keyboard, which makes things so much simpler. Now, the W2 remote, I love the look of it, I've got to admit. It is quite a bit larger than the W1 version. It's got like a carbon finish on it, which I really, really like. Same thing again with the power button and the volume buttons. You will find on most devices that these don't work. And you're also going to see that one more thing is missing. The thing that's missing there is the home button. Now for me, when I'm using devices, as you can see there, the home button does become quite essential. But they seem to have sacrificed the home button on the W2 for a voice recognition button. And I personally think by doing this, they've kind of messed the product up, because if an app crashes, if something happens to an app where you can't back out just by simply pressing the back button multiple times, you really do need the home button. And the only way to add a home button to this is by using Button Mapper and remapping a button to activate as the home button. But that's my only gripe with the W2. You will see people saying it does have a home button. For some reason, people do review stuff like this and say it has a home button on it. Well, I don't know if people have got a different version to me, but there's no home button on that remote, as you can see there. And then on the back, we've got a nice QWERTY keyboard once again. It's quite a bit larger than the one on the W1 remote, and you've got an Airpad in the middle. And how this works, if we activate the mouse, I don't know why I'm so close to my face, but if we activate the mouse, as you can see there, if we turn it over, it actually stops moving around, And then you can use this pad in the middle, as you can see there. And then what you can do, you can click, and it does work like that, which is an awesome feature, and I really love that they have added that touchpad or Airpad. But like I said, to go back home, you've got to click on back multiple times, as you can see. Got to keep clicking it to get back to the home, which can become quite annoying. And like I said, if an app does crash, how are you meant to get back to the home screen? Another awesome feature with the W2 is, on the end of the dongle, you've actually got a button. And how this works, it actually sends a beeping sound off on the remote so you can find it if you do happen to lose it. So I've plugged that in, and I'm putting that to the side, and then I'm gonna click the button on the USB. And then you're going to start hearing that beeping, which is very annoying, but it will help you find your remote. Then click a button, and it will deactivate that beeping sound. And then another feature that they have added to the W2 is an on-off button, which the W1 does not have. I don't know if you can see that, but it's not focusing. But there's an on-off switch, and I'm going to be totally honest, I've never charged either of these remotes. So the battery life is awesome, and I've always used the W1. Now, which one is the best? Which one do I think you should go for, and which one would I be happy with buying personally? Now, I've got to admit, the W2, it looks absolutely awesome. I love the look, I love the carbon look, which you might not like. You might like the basic version with a glossy black finish. That's really down to personal opinion. The only gripe I've got is what's made me carry on using the W1 is the missing home button. Now, the home button for me is kind of essential. When I'm navigating apps, I just like to have a home button available so I can just go back home. Like E.T. Whereas that's what's missing on the W2. But then again, they have added the feature of the Airpad on the back. They've added the on-off switch. They've added the Find Me function, so the bleeping sound. And I suppose you could, using Button Mapper, I'll put a video in the top corner now if you do want to check that out. You could add an home button if you wanted. So all we'll say, if you want a home button and you like to use a home button, you need to go for the W1. If the home button doesn't bother you and you like the added features on the W2, then you go for the W2. I will leave links in the description down below if you want to go and check them out. But I'm also going to be looking forward to your comments, seeing which one you prefer, and does the home button matter in your opinion. So hopefully, if you're looking for a wireless Bluetooth remote, you've dropped in on this video to see which one's for you. The WeChip are the most popular and the best manufactured. As you can see, if I hold those two up, you can see how, like, it's flimsy and dog shit, that one. You wouldn't want that. But hopefully it's helped you make your mind up of which one is for you. Right, so that being said, I hope you're staying safe. I hope you enjoy the rest of your day. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button down below. And I'll see you soon. Ta-da! And then another feature that they have added... And then another feature that they have had... Right, so that being said, I hope you're saying...